what's up you guys, how's it going? It's Papa, and today I'm going to be showcasing you guys a second place Spright HORUS RUNICK deck that I have been playing for the current format. And like most Spright builds that I've been playing lately, this deck is a lot of fun. I haven't really been able to decide what I wanted to play until Voiceless came out in the TCG, which is about a week later, I believe, from the time this video is going up. But I did want to play something just in the meantime, something just fun. Someone brought this deck to my attention, just noting the synergy that Angler has with Imseti, so I opted to just go ahead and create this big pile. And honestly, the deck has been working a lot better than I thought it would. I have taken this deck to 2 tournaments now and have only lost due to time or to Droll and Lockbird. But other than that, the deck has been performing very well, and I thought I'd go ahead and showcase it to you. Like I said, we have Phantom Nightmare coming out next week, and when that comes out, you will be seeing a lot more Voiceless content on my channel, as opposed, we're going to be getting duels as well, and hopefully like a combo tutorial if I get the time for it. But without further ado, I wanted to go ahead and showcase you guys one last Spright profile. I say that very lightly because you're used to seeing Spright in most of my videos by now, but I thought I'd go ahead and showcase you guys Spright just one more time, just because again I will be putting this deck away for the time being until maybe something happens, maybe something crazy like Spright Elf comes back, but let's not take any chances. Of course, we play the best Spright card in the game, 3 Spright Blue, 1 Spright Jet, 1 Red, 1 Carrot, as well as 1 starter. Again, since we are playing Runic cards in this deck, I opted not to play Smasher. I felt like this was just more than enough. I did miss Gamma Burst. I really wish I played Gamma Burst in this deck, because on the comebacks to where you can go for game, Gamma Burst makes it to where it is significantly easier to do so. But other than that, I don't think you really need it too much, but there has been times where I did miss Gamma Burst. Never miss Smashers though. I think Starter just did enough of the work for me. This lineup was fine. I never needed more and I never needed less. If anything, I did side out a copy of Spright Blue for going second or first, depending on the matchup. So other than that, is probably the smallest lineup I've ever played for Spright, but it was still solid nonetheless. Honorary Spright cards, we have the 3 copies of Nimble Beaver, as well as 3 copies of Nimble Angler. Now you're used to probably seeing like a 3-2 ratio, and you're probably used to seeing like Nimble Sunfish. I didn't really see the need to play Sunfish in this list. I felt just having the 6 Nimbles as it was more than enough, because these cards are not once per turn for some reason. So if you go and send a Angler off of like Imseti or of like a Runic, and it gets negated, then you can just send another one off of the other card, or you can send it off of Sprint and it just triggers again. So it's a really great synergy. It has a lot of ways of getting to the graveyard, so I just felt like it was just better to max out on this. I just thought that Beaver was okay to play by itself. I didn't really see the need to play any more Nimbles because the deck is already so tight, and I wanted to keep the deck as close as 40 to possible, just like your mom. I suppose the honorary Nimble monster is the One Hyperia. This card got sided out a lot, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish that I didn't play this. I kind of wish this was like a Foolish Burial, or it was a extra Horus name, because this card did get sided out a lot. A lot of people are very Droll heavy right now, so I think moving forward, if you wanted to keep playing this deck, I would take this out and either play a Foolish, or I would play the Q Horus monster, but I'll get into that in just a second. Something that shouldn't work well for the deck was the Horus component that I played. So I played 3 copies of Imseti, as well as 1 copy of Happy, and then I played 2 copies of King Sarcophagus. Now, if I was playing a heavier lineup, like I probably should have, I would have played, again, the Q name Horus monster, and I probably would have played a 3rd King Sarcophagus, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really miss the 3rd king. I think there was only 1 instance where I ended up not having access to King Sarcophagus, and because of that, I wasn't able to say lose the game. I just wasn't able to get enough momentum going to where I could finish the game faster than I did. I mean, I still won the game, crazily enough, but granted, these are just here to really make like number 90 or make your like number 38, depending on what you need at the time. But again, if I did have to add something, it would probably be 1 extra name. So that's it for the Horus component. And of course, we played Runic cards because I don't really like playing anything that doesn't have Runic in it right now. So we were on 2 Fountain, 3 Tip, 3 Destruction, 3 Slumber, 3 Freezing Curses, 3 Flashing Fire, and 1 Dispelling. I would have liked to find room to play a Smiting Storm as well. I think I missed out on a lot of opportunities for this deck to be just a little bit more consistent if I just played the extra runic name. I think moving forward, what the correct ratio should be is about 17 or 18 runic spells. I think that's just probably the most optimal way of playing the deck if you really wanted to keep going forward with it. I would definitely take out some other cards, which I'll show you shortly, because the deck is the clean 40, but to keep it a clean 40, I'll just show you what I'd get rid of. Probably one of these cards. I mean, I don't really want to cut Call by the Grave because it's just so good going first, and I don't really want to cut Talents either, but if you had to cut a card for the Smiting Storm, I would definitely cut the Talents over the Call by the Grave, just because I unironically drew this card a lot against like Vanadium and against, what's it called? What else did I freaking play against? I wouldn't cut Call by the Grave, long story short. I would just cut the Talents if you really wanted to play an extra runic name, or you can play the extra runic name and just keep it how it is and just play 41 cards instead. That is also fine, I think. That's going to go ahead and do it for the main deck. It is 40 cards, no more, no less. Again, like I said, if you really wanted to take the deck seriously, you could play 41 and play the extra Smiting Storm, or you can play the extra Horus name, as well as take out the Aperia for like a Foolish or whatever it may be. But that's going to go ahead and do it for the main deck. Again, 40 cards. Starting off with the extra deck, we were on 2 copies of Hugin, 1 copy of Gary, and 1 copy of Munin. I never made Munin. I never saw myself into an instance where I needed the Munin. This was mainly there in case I was going into time, of course, mainly because a lot of people make me go second on the last game, so it's just there for like a safety factor, but nothing really ever happened. I never used it, and actually that's not true. I used it, I went for the effect to gain 1,000 life, and then it got negated, and then I lost some time, so it is what it is. I can't really complain. Sometimes your opponent's just better, but that's really how it is. Just the 4 runics. I didn't need anything else. 1 Gigantic. This was the only rank 2 that I played. I didn't play Oni Bimaru in the tournament I got second at. Instead, I was playing an Oni Bimaru, but I ended up cutting it because it never came up, so I just played the 1 Gigantic this time around. I played 1 number 38. Card's super solid. It's really good when you're clearing your opponent's board, and then when they're on a top decking situation and you already have like a red negate, you can just make a number 38 with your Horus cards and just go for the best. 1 Digirsu, it's still great for sending cards. Zombie Vampire didn't really come up as much as I wanted it to, but I've only used it I think once, and that was just to help for the deck out. This is a proxy for number 90. I was borrowing one for the tournament, and I would definitely play it if you have access to it. 1 Typhon, 1 Masquerena, 1 Little Knight, of course, 1 Sprin, 1 Dark Charmer, and then I played an Avermax, which caught a lot of people off guard. And this is also your main out for Dragoon, in case you happen to run into it, which I did, and it ended up winning me the game. So that's it for the extra deck. It's 15 cards, 14 and a half if you count the proxy number 90, but 15 cards, no more, no less. I'm just going to quickly go over the side deck, just again, because it's not a super serious deck. This is just something completely casual if you ever wanted to play it. I say casual lightly because it plays cards like Little Knight and the Horus stuff, so it's not really the most like budget casual deck, but if it's something that you want to dip your toes in the water and try, feel free to go ahead. We played 1 Red Resonator. Broken Tuners are always good. And then we played 3 Drawn Lockbird, 3 copies of Nibiru, 3 copies of Ghost Spell, 3 copies of Ghost Dogwood, which won me a game unironically, and then lastly 2 Lightning Storms to round off the side deck. But yeah, that's really gonna do it, guys. Again, it's just a fun deck. It's just something that was basically helping me get through locals until Phantom Nightmare comes out, because I am looking forward to that deck, and I hope you guys are looking forward, because I am going to be bringing a lot of voiceless content to the channel. I just think the deck is so much fun, and I like ritual summoning a lot. I used to play Herald back in the day, and the fact that I can play another ritual deck is really cool. I never played Drytron, unironically, but I mean, this looks like it's going to be a lot more fun than Drytron, if I may be honest. But other than that, the deck is super solid. I definitely recommend it for those that want to try it. I think it's just too good not to give it a try. But other than that, that's really going to do it for the deck profile. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and hopefully by the time that this is done, I will see you guys for Phantom Nightmare, and I will catch you all in my next video.